Hello, happy weekend. It is Sunday, May 8th. Happy Mother's Day. And it is about 8:30. And I decided it's time for me to start my next vlog. So welcome to week 19. Now, if you watched last week's vlog, I'm still kind of debating on how I want to film things and if I wanted, because the historical romance readathon is this week and it starts tomorrow on Monday and it runs through next Sunday. But I decided I'm just gonna do it separately, and I'll briefly touch on the books in this one just so you know what I'm reading, but I'm gonna try to keep all my book thoughts to the other one. And I figured I would do this kind of as a trial run because I'm debating pulling the book stuff out of the rest of my blabbering at you in my weekly vlogs, and then I'll just do like a recent reads kind of a thing, and then have like the quest calendar and hauls and other just weekly thoughts separate from the book stuff. So if you only care about the book stuff, you can watch that, or if you want to watch everything, you watch both of them or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to do this as a trial run and just kind of see how the video lengths are and kind of see how the views and performance of the videos work. So we shall see. But anyway, let's do the quest calendar and then we'll talk about the books that I've read this weekend. So we are playing, as I bump up a bunch of things here, Quest Calendars 2022, The Gates of Terralon. This is a game created by Sundial Games, and it is a daily calendar that is based off of a tabletop role-playing game. So like D&D, Pathfinder, things like that. And last week we fought and defeated a stone golem to go through the gates, and we have kind of figured out the gates to other dimensions, and really we'll be getting into the main like plot of the year so far. And we are playing as Savani Moonchaser, who is a human feline person, and she is a monk. So very exciting, and let's just see what this weekend brings, and then we will go from there. Okay, so let us flip the page. Ooh, the gate looks super cool with all like the runes and then the like vortex. So cool. Okay, let's see what it says. One of the gates of Terralon stands before you. It likely hasn't been seen by another pair of eyes in ages. It holds a certain beauty in its colors and design. Yet, it is terrifying. You've never traveled like this and don't know what to expect. Okay, so there's a 1 and a 2. So number 1 is cast the spell to activate the gate, which is a d20 plus wisdom, reminder, arcane adept, which we don't have. And then maintain your composure as you are hurled across dimensional cosmos. So that is a d20 plus constitution, reminder, danger sense. So we do have danger sense. That's funny. As you are hurled across dimensional cosmos. I love it. I love it. So fun. Okay. And then, if this is the first weekly vlog you're watching, all of the information and stats is on the back of the previous day's thing. So, let me get my dice. I need my d20. If I can find it. Oh my gosh, it's probably in the bottom of my little bag here. I was going to try to just pull it out instead of dumping the whole thing, and now it's taking forever. But okay, we found it. D20. Tiny little D20. This is part of the dice set that came with the game. So let us see. So first is wisdom, and our wisdom is a +1. Oh, and we nat 20'd, so 21. In normal tabletop games, nat 20s are auto passes and things like that, but that's not really what happens in this game. Okay, if the result is 15 or more, you repeated the incantations and gestures from the scroll of Terralonic transference perfectly. Runes on the gate light up and patterns swirl in the portal. It is a beautiful sight to behold. Gain a +2 bonus to maintain your composure as you step through, which is number 2 below. Nice. Okay, so we will roll this. This is a constitution, which is a 0 for us. but we do get a +2 from Danger Sense and then a +2 for casting the spell good. So +4 total. And we rolled an 18. Nice. So 22. Okay. If the result is 16 or more, the journey is difficult at first, but once you accept the pain, you begin to welcome a strange feeling of connectedness that you suddenly experience with the entirety of existence. There's a certain amount of beauty to it that you now believe is a true gift. That's cool. That's really cool. I love games. I love storytelling, and it's just so fun. And I'm super excited. I know next year's has been announced, and it's going to be like a sci-fi space opera kind of theme. So I'm excited to see what 2023 is going to be like. But anyway, that is the quest calendar. So I will kind of briefly talk about the books that I read this weekend, and then I'll also kind of mention where I applied them to my current reading challenges in my Mafia romance readathon vlog, as well as what I'll do in the historical romance readathon vlog is just kind of talk about the prompts that they fill for that specific readathon, but I'll mention where they kind of fit in here since this is a little bit separate from all those. So and I had started it last week, so if you watched last week's vlogs, you did see me kind of talk about it, but I finished Savage Hearts by J.C. Geisinger. I gave this 5 stars. This is the 3rd book in her Queens and Monsters series. It was so good. This is probably my 2nd favorite in the series now, behind Ruthless Creatures, and then obviously 3rd would be Carnal Urges. But 5 stars. I loved it. And then I'll show you. I had to use my Addams Family bookmark because I thought it was perfect. So, what I applied this for, I have a note here. Okay, so for Love is Sprung, I had to move it to board number 2, and I used it for tattooed cover model. So that's a 2 of 25 for board 2. And then for the Taylor Swift quarterly challenge, I funnily used Champagne Problems. So Champagne Problems is the song, and then what the prompt actually is a story with a bar, set in a bar, has a bartender, a server, or alcohol in the story, or a book that leaves you with a book hangover. And what's funny about that, if you have not read it, is the heroine gets accidentally shot in this, and she loses one of her kidneys. And so it happens a couple times where people offer her a drink, and she'll just be like, I can't drink alcohol anymore. And they're like, why? And she's like, I only have one kidney. So since I thought it was just kind of funny that's how, because that was kind of a little running thing going on in the second half of the book. I thought that was a perfect, because while it's not a bartender or anything like that, alcohol is talked about a few times in the story because of that fact. So I thought that was kind of a cheeky, fun way to use it. And then the second book I picked up for the Mafia Romance Readathon is A Kiss of Venom by Bina Khan. This is a new to me author. I gave this book 3.5 stars. It was very intriguing, and there was a point in the story, so if I can give you kind of a brief rundown of what the blurb says. So our heroine is a federal police officer, or agent, I guess. She's not an officer. And her husband was the director of the FBI. And he has passed away. He passed away in a car accident they were in, and she was in a coma for 3 years. And it was kind of billed as a fairy tale mafia retelling, and they pulled from Sleeping Beauty, because what happens is our Bratva mafia boss, the Pakan, is kind of dragged into her room by her 4-year-old daughter and told to kiss her awake, and when he kisses her, she does wake up from her coma. And then it's her kind of dealing with the grief of losing the past 3 years of her life, plus the sudden loss of her husband and everything else that has happened. And now she keeps running into Alexander the Pakan, and it's their romance. I did feel there was a little too much going on in the plot. It was almost 500 pages, definitely way too long. And she was very like with him, against him, with him, against him. And like she was very back and forth, which I understand. She's a federal agent and he's in the mafia. But there comes a point where she's feeling darker tendencies than she had in the past. And a discussion is had on we need to kind of teach her how to properly deal with these feelings she has so she doesn't become a serial killer. And let me tell you, I kind of got excited thinking that the like Alexander was going to kind of teach her to be like an assassin serial killer for the mob as a federal agent. But that's not where it went at all. And that's okay that it didn't go that way. But because it was like talked about, I was like, ooh, is that where we're going? And that was definitely, I kind of got a little bit excited. But that's not where we went at all. So, but that's okay. But 3.5 stars. She kind of bothered me with the back and forth, and it was a little long. And then the writing style was a little odd for me at times. And I kind of talk about it more in my Mafia Romance Readathon vlog. So if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts on it, then definitely check that out. But it was almost, I feel like, too descriptive or overly descriptive, kind of purple prosy, but not, because it wasn't like flowery, but it was that long drawn out, every tiny little detail is explained, and I was just like, oh my gosh, we get it, but it was still interesting and intriguing enough that I gave it 3.5 stars. I will definitely look into her other books. I'm not really intrigued to read the next book in the series. And I do also wish that the Sleeping Beauty retelling portion was longer than just that opening scene in the book. I do wish that more came into play about that. But anyway, it was fine. So I have a sticky note with what I used it for. Okay, so for Love Has Sprung, I also had to move this to board 2, and I used it for a book with Kiss in the title. And then for the Taylor Swift Quarterly Challenged, I used it for Out of the Woods, which is a character with a medical condition or set in an urban city, and this is set in New York, so that worked for the urban city part. But I will just kind of touch base. I have a little bit of editing I need to do tonight to get things kind of set up for Wednesday. But I decided, instead of picking up another book for the Mafia Romance Readathon vlog, I'm going to start my historical romance readathon tonight. And so I decided to pick up How to Abduct a Highland Lord by Karen Hawkins. I'm super excited to read this. I love Karen Hawkins. Some of my favorite stepbacks are in this series, so I definitely need to start it. I also, because my eyes kind of swollen from that sty, I noticed this weekend that it was easier for me to read the paperback book than the ebook. So I switched to, that was another reason, is a lot of my historical romance books I pulled are paperback, and I'm going to try to read as many paperbacks as I can. Two of the books that I really want to read for it, though, are in ebook format, and that's the Rake Appreciation book and the group book for it, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping I can get 3 books done, because I can usually read 3 books in a week, but I love historical romance, and maybe next weekend I'll have a little bit more free time to get things like to read. So I'm going to start this tonight. I kind of fly through historical romances a little bit quicker too, but we'll see what happens. But I'm going to start this, and then I'll show you my fun bookmark. I decided to pull my Darcy Fitzwilliam bookmark, and then it has a quote from Pride and Prejudice on it. I'd read it to you, but it's one of the really long ones, so I'm not going to. But, so that is what I'm going to read next. And I think that might be all I have for you. I know it was 80 degrees this weekend, but I wanted something sweet, so I made some tea in my Cats Like Obedient People mug, and this is my, the Adagio Tea's Gemini Tea. When I placed an order, I don't know, sometime last year, they were like, put in your birthday and we'll send you a free tea. And so I got a Gemini tea, and it's a white tea with apricot, apple pieces, rose hips, and a couple other little things. But it's a very like apple stone fruity kind of a tea. Although I know apples aren't stone fruits, but the other flavors are stone fruits. And with a slight, like the rose hips add a little touch of herbally floweriness, but I really like it. It's sweet by itself and not overly sweet. So it's kind of hitting the spot. So I'm going to stop rambling at you because this was a really long clip, even though I'm pulling all of my reviews of books out of it. But I will see you all probably tomorrow because I'm not updating you on books as often. So I'll at least see you tomorrow for the quest calendar. Oh, I do want to say, if you are following along with me, the Avalanche won 7-3 yesterday on Saturday. They have won 3 games so far. 3 games. I can't count. And for a series, if you don't know hockey that well, each game series is up to 7 games, and it's the first team to win 4 games. So they play tomorrow, Monday night, and if they win, they are kicking Nashville out of the first round, and they are moving on to round 2. And I'm like, 3 out of 16 games. 16 games is what you need to win the cup. Stanley Cup. It was so, I expected, because the first 2 games were in Colorado and then the next 2 games are in Nashville. I was expecting it to be a lot more hard hitting because we were in Nashville's dome for the first time and the Nashville fans showed up. I don't know if it was quite as loud as Ballerina was for our guys, but they stomped them, and Nashville didn't come out near as hard hitting as I expected them to. It was kind of a weird game because, like, the first game we won, like, in a blowout, the same kind of similar score. And then the second game was 2-1. We won in overtime. And I expect more of the overtime type of hard hitting, very close 1-goal games in the playoffs. That's usually what happens. So the fact that 2 of the 3 games have been complete blowouts so far, especially with Nashville, who has been one of the hardest hitting. They had the most fights in the league by like 30 fights. And I don't know. But maybe they're trying to stay disciplined and not hitting and fighting as much. But I don't know. It was just kind of weird. But I was up for it because it took a little bit for our guys to get going. But once they started scoring, you just... As Connor McGahey likes to say on the radio, he's the radio play-by-play guy for the Avalanche. Yeah, gosh. See, I just lost it. He says, coming down... They're coming down the mountain. No, not coming down. Coming down the mountain isn't the first thing. I know. Oh my gosh. This is going to drive me nuts. And now you're just sitting here watching me have a freaking brain fart. It's pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain. And I feel like there's something about a fountain too. I don't know. I'll try to look it up later and let you know. Because I'm sure I'll hear it again, because it's a call that he likes to do when the Avalanche score a lot of goals. So I'll try to look it up and let you know next time, just so I don't feel completely stupid. But anyway, I'll stop rambling. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Hello, happy Monday. It is Monday, what is today? May 9th, and it's just about 7:30 in the Avalanche game. Technically, puck drop is supposed to be at 7:30, but I heard on the radio this morning, on my sports radio, they were saying puck drop probably isn't going to be till like 7:55 our time, so I'm just like, ugh. But I'm hoping the Avs win, and then we can sweep the Predators, and we are on to round 2. So, I'm excited. Okay, so I have a couple of things to chat about. So first off, quest calendar. We'll do that and get it out of the way. Oh, okay. Super easy. We are leveling up today. Cool. All right, so And I have the hero booklet, so thankfully leveling up is as easy as flipping the page. So we are now level 4. Fun. So I will need to transfer all of my stats and stuff over. And it looks like we max out at level 6, so that's cool. Okay, so I'll increase your hero's level to 4. You have 2 points to allocate however you choose to your hero's traits. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intellect, wisdom, and charisma. So we'll just go over what I'm going to do together for that. So currently at level 3, we are at a +1 strength, +5 dexterity, 0 constitution, a -1 intellect, a +1 wisdom, and a -1 charisma. So here's my thinking. I think I'm going to get the -1 intellect to a 0 because we've made quite a few intellect rolls with all of the magic and scrolls and stuff going on. So it'd be at least nice to get that to just a 0 and leave it as it is. Now we could also do that with charisma, but we haven't been using the charisma as much. The other 2 rolls we've used a lot is strength and dexterity and a little bit of constitution. But I can take my strength up to a +2, or I can get my dex up to a +6. And that's what we mean, and that's... I feel like that's a pretty good... I think we're going to do that, because when we need our dex, it's like super important. But... yeah, we'll just do that. We'll keep going with dex. So we'll do intellect, so then we'll be a strength is still a +1. Our dex will go up to a +6. Constitution is still a 0. Intellect also a 0. Our wisdom is a +1. And then our charisma will be a -1. So I will get all my stats transferred on that later. I'm not going to worry about doing it here while I blabber at you, because we will try to make these as succinct as possible since the game starts soon. And then I guess I will do a little quick update. I have been reading How to Abduct a Highland Lord. I'm about that far in, page 115, chapter 8, and I'm really enjoying it so far. But like I mentioned in my opening clip, if you want to see more of my thoughts kind of about it, check out the historical romance readathon vlog. But I did want to let you know I at least have been reading. So far, so good for the start out of this week. This is technically the 3rd book I've started this week, so this should be a good reading week, I think. Then the last thing that I kind of wanted to chat about is I probably will be doing another deck interview tonight, because I wanted to do one this weekend and I didn't get to it. But I was thinking, because I have some computer stuff I need to work on, I need to write up a couple reviews and then prep a couple blog posts. I was going to do that during the game, so then I'm not just kind of wasting my time. Because sometimes I feel like I waste my time, but watching the game is important for me and it's something I enjoy, so it's not wasting my time. But anyway, I'll stop rambling about that. So I had a couple options and I'm debating which one I want to do next. And originally I was thinking because I want to redo deck interviews for the ones I've done before, and also do deck interviews for decks I haven't used yet, or I haven't done the interview yet. So the only deck so far that I've done is Mystical Cats, which I kind of showed you in one of my previous vlogs. I have this fun Harry Potter notebook, and I got metallic ink stamps, and then I've got a white gel pen, and then I'm going to decorate them with fun stickers. But I was thinking of either doing my dragon deck, because I use that a lot, the Smoke, Ashen, and Embers by 3 Trees, or I was thinking of doing either my Regency romance one. There's the Le Beau Monde Tarot, which is based off of like, I can show you. It's based off of like, I can't remember what they called them. like the metal prints or embeds or whatever. So it's all like Regency biased, and it is a pip deck. So there's just 4. Yeah, and it is slightly different. I got the pocket size version because I missed the Kickstarter for it by like a week because I didn't know about it in time. But so yeah, and then it's got, I don't know, it's just super cute. And I haven't used it too much because I still am not comfortable enough in all of my minor arcana to use the pip decks without having to constantly reference, because like this doesn't really tell you what it is outside of the 8 of candles. But my other option is I have the Jane Austen tarot deck, but it's kind of a weird tarot deck. I have all of my decks sitting out because I put them out the last new moon for new moon energy, and I figured I'd just do all of them and refresh them, and I try to do that at least once a year. But it's like, I guess it's upside down. So like this is the Hanged Man, but it doesn't have a full 78 cards. So some of the cards are combined, but it's also set up like a card deck. So you could also use them as like oracle cards or even like Lenormand cards. So they're not like, this doesn't say what it is, kind of a thing. But then some of the ones that, well, I guess like this one says it's the Hanged Man. So I haven't done too much with this. I was a little disappointed in it, but I at least love the artwork of it. And like there's the chariot. So I don't know. I haven't decided which deck I want to do. I also want to look at my sticker packs and see which sticker packs I have that might work for it. But anyway, I'll probably at least, I don't know if I'm going to film B-roll clip of me doing my deck review, but I wanted to at least tell you because I'll probably show you a picture or something afterwards. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, and I will see you all most likely after the game.
There's no need for maintenance or chemicals. Experience what Coloradans have known for over 40 years. Build and price yours at windriverspas.com.
Hello, happy Tuesday. I've got a kitty in the lap. I'm sorry, did I raise you up? She did not like it when I did that. But I just wanted to come by real quick and do a little bit of an update and pretty much just do the quest calendar because I didn't get very much reading done last night. And so I don't think I'm going to film a clip for my historical romance readathon tonight. Maybe later tonight because I'm done with my editing and stuff and it's just about 8 o'clock. So I can spend the rest of the night reading, which is exciting. But I guess before we do the calendar, since I've got a kitty here, oh my goodness, there is fuzz everywhere. You are shedding like a crazy kitty. Today is the release day for Julia Quinn's Miss Butterworth and the Mad Baron. This is illustrated by her sister, Violet Charles, and she passed away with her father, and then eventually Violet's husband also passed away. I want to say sometime last year because it happened very shortly before this was originally supposed to come out. But so that's unfortunate, but there's some really nice, there's like an author's note, and so it's really cool because there's about the author and about the illustrator, and then there's an in memoriam thing that Julia Quinn wrote about her sister, and it was just really, really sweet, and I love it, and I can't wait to read this. It is a graphic novel, and I'm so excited. This is a book that has been mentioned previously in other books. It was in, oh gosh, which Bridgerton book? It's in His Kiss, I think. It might even say. And then I know it was in a Bevelstoke book. And it was also mentioned in one of the Smythe books. So this was a book that like people in Julia Quinn's books were reading and talking about. And so it's a graphic novel and it's a historical romance, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to try to read this week for the readathon, and I thought that would be cool. Also, it's like ginormous. It is bigger than my face. I was super surprised when I opened it and I was like, wait a second, that is huge. Like here's a normal size book, and like it's bigger than other graphic novels I have as well. So, but anyway, it's fun. So I like it because it'll be super fun, and I can't wait to pick this up, and I'm so excited that it finally came out, and it's got really fun artwork on the back. And I know I don't remember 100% the scenes that these are in her books, but I remember being like astonished at how crazy there were, and then pigeons are a thing in it too. And I just remember people, like the characters reading the books are cracking up, or like the male characters are like, oh my gosh, this is so silly, why are you reading this, kind of a thing. And I'm excited to see what they did with this. So yeah, that's my super fun release that came out today, and I cannot wait to read it. And it is, funny enough, published by Avon, which is super cool. I don't know if Avon's done graphic novels before or not, but you know, it's Julia Quinn, so at this point, and it's Bridgerton adjacent, I would say. But so that is it. Let us do the quest calendar, and then I can get to reading. So, and I've noticed lately this is like my thing, clapping my hands and like going like this. So yeah, I don't know why. Okay, so yesterday we leveled up. I got all my level up stuff done yesterday, so we are ready to go. Oh my gosh, that's right. We traveled through the gate. Oh my gosh. We're in a new place. We're in a new dimension. Oh my gosh, focus camera. I'll hide my face. There we go. Oh my gosh, isn't that so cool? I think it's cool. Oh, okay. So we are in Elderloom. After your travels through the Terralon Gate in your world, you find yourself in the scorching city of Elderloom. Surrounded by gray mountains of ash, it sits on rivers of flowing lava. Visit the places in the city and converse with its people. This is so cool. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. So let us see. Ooh, okay, there are quite a few places. So we have the Burnt Ember Inn, Temple of the Dragon, Ashen Warehouse, the Rusty Blacksmith, and the Molten Market. Okay, so the Burnt Ember Inn is a hospital tavern and a place to lay your head. We can pay 3 gold if we would like to take a rest. We only have 1 damage, so I'm not going to worry about taking a rest. So we'll just say we visit the inn for fun. Okay, Temple of the Dragon. There is a place of worship that holds a great golden dragon emblem on the front. Yes, please. Service is out for the day, but there are beggars out front. Would you like to donate 2 gold to the impoverished? We have picked up quite a bit of gold, so I will say yes. Although, does our gold work in this alternate dimension? I'm going to assume so. Am I taking this too far? I might be taking this too far. Okay, so I remind us 2 gold. And anything happens? Oh, we gain a virtue point. So we are up to 6 positive virtue points. Sweet. Okay, next. Ashen Warehouse. There's a small warehouse along one of the lava rivers. I'm pretty sure I just said livers. If I didn't, my brain thought I said livers. As you watch, you see a bandit looting the place. It sees you are a witness and begins to attack you. You're doing something naughty. Alright, so we need to roll an attack roll. We are at a +7. And we rolled a 19, so yep. We needed a 13. So we hit the bandit. And our damage roll, now that we have leveled up, are 2d10s +1. So, and now I have a percentile, so I will use my percentile and my d10. So 5 and 7, so 12 + 1, so 13 damage. Leveling up is fun. And we only needed 8. We killed the bandit. The bandit dies. Whoops. Too bad we couldn't have, like, I don't know, beaten him down and citizen arrested him or something. But anyway, all right, we'll move on. The Rusty Blacksmith. There's a large ogre operating a forge. You can pay to have your weapons improved. Fortify is 30 gold. Ah, there's a spider. Okay, we got the spider. He just started crawling up over. I set my camera on top of my cat food storage bin because that's like the perfect height for when I sit on my floor. And he just was crawling up over the bin. And I was like, oh, he's right there. Then I just jumped because I saw my microphone cord. I'm not scared of them, but it's more like the surprise of suddenly something's there. Okay, so back to the forge. Or the blacksmith. Okay. So I know that we got something before. So let me check my character sheets. Because we have the +1. So we did get a fortify and a sharpen before. And it is a max of +3. So we could potentially, but we only have 40 gold left. So we could do one of them. And I don't know how often we're going to come across a blacksmith. So I almost feel like we should do at least one of them because we have the gold right now. Attack or damage, attack or damage, attack or damage. I feel like I'm going to do damage because if we do hit, the number of damage is a little bit more worth it than if we hit, because if we hit and then don't stun the person, then it's the way that it works in this system. They still could potentially do damage to us, but it's based off of our defense at that point. So I'm going to do damage. So if we do hit, that gives us a better chance of either stunning or killing whoever we're fighting. since there is the chance that we can just hit but still end up taking damage on ourselves. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to take Sharpen, and that'll give us a +2. So now we are 2d10 +2. And then I will mark that on my +2 where I have my armor slots, that it is now a +2. And we are down to 10 gold. Okay, and then the last place is the Molten Market. You come across a small market stall operated by female lizard folk where you can purchase a few items. They have meal rations and health potions. And we have a few health potions that we still have not used, and we still have 3 meal rations. So I think it's okay. We just spent a good chunk of our gold, so we're going to stop there. And I can't wait to see what happens in this new dimension. And I think we're going to come across some new like races and types of characters. And I'm super excited to see what happens. Guys, we're in a new dimension. And speaking of dimensions, I need to see the new Doctor Strange. I was hoping I could see it by tomorrow, because tomorrow, the Avengers podcast, which is my Marvel and nerd podcast that I listen to, and I love them, and I know I've talked about them before. I'm also a Patreon member. They're doing a live Twitch show recording tomorrow to talk about the end of Moon Knight and the new Doctor Strange. And I still have not seen Doctor Strange, but I want to see it in 3D, and the only times they have it in 3D is at 2:30. And as much as I love Marvel, I'm not taking off work to go see a movie unless it's like at 4:30 or something close enough where it's worth it. That just seems silly to take a half a day of work off to go spend money when you could have been making money working. But maybe it's just me. But I need to see it soon, and I really want to see it soon. So I don't know. We'll see. I might just put in my Patreon thoughts about Moon Knight and then just be like, I'll have to watch it later because I still haven't seen Doctor Strange. But I thought about seeing it today, but the showings were that had decent seats, because I don't like sitting in the front half of the theater. I've done it once, even at our nice fancy theater with the recliners, and it still really hurt my neck. So I'm not going to do that if I can get away with it. And it's everybody goes to the nice fancy theater, and because we have recliners and they have a full like food service bar and wine bar and all that stuff, and I just get my normal red vines, a bottle of water, and popcorn. But yeah, so I definitely need to see that soon. But you know, who has the time to go see movies when you've got all this reading to do and a kitty to take care of? Okay, I'll stop blabbering at you. I'm going to give the kitty a lap because that is what she's begging for. Yeah, do you want a lap? I'd show you her, but I'm sure as soon as I put the camera on her, she'd just act like nothing's going on, and she'd just sit there and be completely silent. Because she does that even when I'm just filming videos for me. Yeah. I try to take cute pictures and cute videos of her, and as soon as I touch my phone, she's just like, I'm not doing it anymore. Alright. I will see you all later. Hello, happy Tuesday party people. I don't know if my historical romance vlog is out before this, but in case it isn't, or in case you didn't watch it, I'm in a new spot. I'm in the parking garage at my local mall, and I got tickets to go see the new Doctor Strange movie. I'm so excited. I'm finally was able to get in where I wasn't forced to sit in the front half of the studio or the front half of the theater. And I cannot wait to watch it. Plus, it starts at 5:45, so I won't be out till like 2 o'clock in the morning like the last couple of Marvel movies that I ended up seeing. But I will do my quest calendar when I get home. But because I was filming my historical romance readathon vlog clip, I figured I'd do a quick one here. I officially finished How to Abduct a Highland Lord by Karen Hawkins. I'm going to give this 4.5 stars. So stay tuned for all my thoughts about it on my historical romance vlog. But I figured I'd at least point out what I'm going to be using it for my other reading challenges. So for my Taylor Swift Quarterly Challenge, I'm going to use it for Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince because, what was the 2 prompts? So the 2 prompts are read a book set in the US, which this is not, or a book with Heartbreaker in the story. And at one point she calls him a heartbreaker. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I have a Heartbreaker prompt. I've been like every single book, I've just been keeping an eye out for Heartbreaker. So I was like, perfect, I finally found one. So I can use it for that specific prompt. So that's fun. And then for Love Has Sprung, I'm also going to have to shift this one to board number 2. And I'm going to use it for one person on the cover because we just have Fiona, although there are 2 of them on the pretty step back. But yeah, so that's all I have for now. And that's all I have to update book-wise. The next book I'm going to pick up is the Rake Appreciation book. The Marquess makes his move. And the Rake Appreciation Society meeting will be the Thursday after the readathon ends, so I thought this would be a good time to take care of it. But I'm going to get all my stuff together and go in to see the movie, and I will see you all later tonight. Also let you know what I thought about it.
Hello. I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I was like, oh no, I need to do my quest calendar, but I also have a little bit of bookkeeping to do. So How to Abduct a Highland Lord, when I was going through my book that I do all my readathons and bingo boards in, I realized I have not checked my Heaving Bosoms reading embrace for a while because I have 2 prompts left, and one of them is England times Highlander Vegas, and I am applying this book to it because it is perfect. It is England times. They are both Highlanders, and they go to a lot of gaming house. So I was like, perfect, check. So I only have 1 prompt left in that, and it is the robot adventure. So at some point, I'm planning on either I'm reading a cyborg romance, and I'm going to apply it to that. Or if somebody has a robot in there before I get to that. But anyway, so just that little bit. And then let's talk quest calendar and get my dice out. Hi! While I do that, I watched the Decision Day, so finale of Married at First Sight. Season 14, I think, is what's currently airing. And all of the couples said yes that were left. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. The couple that I really care for the most is Jasmina and Michael. I think that they are just so cute together, and they crack me up. And when they do the one-on-one interviews, but the couple interviews when it's them two, and they're talking about other people and stuff. I just think they're so cute and funny together. I'm not the biggest fan of Lindsay and Mark, but I can see that Lindsay and Mark working. But I'm not a big fan of Katina and Olajuwon. I think Katina deserves better than Olajuwon. And he can change and he can work on these things, but he's still talking about how she's not a cook because what she cooks isn't edible, and I'm just like, I like to cook, but you force me to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for you 7 days a week, and and take care of the kids and do all the cleaning, and you just work and also expect me to have a job. I'm not gonna want to cook, and you're getting cereal. That's how I feel. But that is just me. And then Stephen Noy. I think Noy is really immature and emotionally. And I kind of feel like Steve deserves better. But if they're happy, I guess that's good. And the job thing keeps coming up. And what I don't understand is everyone else outside of the situation, all of the people watching are like, understand what he means when he doesn't have a job. He's an entrepreneur. He's a freelancer. He is in the tech industry. He's a software engineer. He's worked on apps. He's created apps. Just because you do not have a stereotypical 9-to-5 job in an office does not mean you don't have a job. Entrepreneurial work, freelancing is a job. And even the experts are like saying the same thing. And it's like they're all choosing to use this narrative that Noi has instead of being like, wake up, join the real world. People don't have to have a 9-to-5 office job anymore to make money to live and take care of all of their bills properly, and even have money to take care of kids and extra things, anything extra. I don't understand why people are pushing that narrative. And then they showed a clip for the reunion next week, and the like host dude asked them, "Did you get a job?" He has a job. Just because it's not the job that traditional people 30 years ago pictured. I mean, how many people now where social media is their job? YouTube is their job. Being an Instagram influencer is their job. Please join us in the 21st century. But anyway, I'll stop rambling because obviously I have thoughts and feelings about it. So, quest calendar. Yesterday we entered Elderloom. Elderloom. So we are going to get to explore things a little bit here. Oh, okay. So it looks like a job board is posted, so we might be able to get some more money. So that's cool. Okay. It seems the city in this world is much like the other cities you have visited. You even find a job board posted in town where the citizens request help. You have some time to help the locals. So there are 3 options: seeking silver, stop the looters, and negotiator needed. So let us see what the options are. Seeking silver is a D20 plus Constitution, reminder investigator. The local silversmith is requesting that you visit the silver mines in the Ashen Mountains to mine some silver ore. Be careful, as the mines are filled with toxic gas. Okay. I mean, sure, why not? It can't hurt, right? It can't hurt. So our Constitution is a 0. And we rolled a... What is this? 17. I was like, ah. Okay. So if the result is 13 or more, good. You are able to endure the toxic gas long enough to get plenty of silver to bring back to the silversmith. Reduce your health by 1. Add 10 gold to your inventory. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, so stop the looters. The Ashen Warehouse keeps getting robbed. The owner requests that you act as a guard in the hopes of keeping burglars at bay. So strength, reminder, intimidating. I should see what our new... You know, we leveled up and I never really looked at what our new things were. So... Athlete. Harmony, evasion, tranquility, harmony, evasion. Okay, so we now have a chi power that's Flurry Rush. Use a chi point to add a d6 on all attack and damage rolls for the page. So that's cool. That's for when we have multiple ones. And I never use my chi stuff. And I need to get better about using my chi stuff. But I'm like nervous because we don't like get options for resting too often enough. But yeah, anyway. So strength, reminder, intimidating. We are not intimidating, but our strength is a +1. And that is a 18, so 19. Let us see. If the result is 16 or more, your presence is enough to deter any thieves that may have been planning a heist that evening. Add 5 gold to your inventory. Sweet. So that is 15 total, and let's look at the last one. Negotiator needed. Roll a d20 plus charisma, reminder persuasive. The local Temple of the Dragon is requesting someone to help clear the nearby streets of beggars. They feel it reduces their image and deters worshippers. So, if your virtue is 5 or more, we are at a 6. Add a +2 to your result. Cool. Okay, so we have a +2 and our charisma is a -1. So we are at a +1. So that is a 19, so 20. Okay. If the result is a 14 or more, you talk to all of the beggars in the streets around the temple and are able to convince them that they would do better if moved. The temple is happy with your work and pays you well. Add D10 gold to your inventory. All right, roll well for me. Roll well for me, baby. 7. Okay, so we have a total of 22 gold that we are adding and collecting. So sweet. And that is it for quest calendar. But while I kind of pack everything up, I wanted to chat with you a little bit about Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange. And I am torn. So I did not watch any of the trailers. I heard people kind of discussing it because I listened to a Marvel podcast. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before on here if you've seen some of my other videos. And so I knew a little bit about what was going on, but I also knew there was a lot of different ideas and expectations of things that were supposed to be answered in this, both from the previous movies and the Disney Plus shows. And none of them were really answered. And I feel like I love Scarlet Witch. She is my favorite Marvel character. She is so freaking awesome. I love her to pieces. And I don't know. They sent her really dark. And which has been done before. But I feel like a lot of what she worked through in the movie, she worked through in WandaVision. So it felt like instead of her coming to this realization with herself and the somewhat help of Agatha and Vision, it was Doctor Strange trying to keep her at bay. It felt like I don't know. I'm not super attached to America. I feel like that was an interesting way to introduce America, and I don't know, man. I'm torn on, like, I enjoyed the movie. I had a fun time. Some of the CGI wasn't that great, which I was surprised about. I'm glad I didn't see it in 3D. I was debating seeing it in 3D, and I felt like there wasn't enough multiverse fun stuff for the 3D to really matter much. So, yay there. Save some money there, and I don't feel the need to see it in 3D. I may or may not go see it again. I don't know. I'm not usually one to rewatch a movie in the theaters unless I really, really love it. Like I saw Spider-Man, the newest Spider-Man 3 times in the theater because I liked it so much. But I don't know. Elizabeth Olsen does such a good job acting. But I feel like with her character, no progress was made since, I mean, she's dead now, which I don't know. It's assumed that she's dead now. I really hope not. But we have other Scarlet Witches out there, but I don't know. I feel like she was at a point at the end of WandaVision. And then we got the teaser after credits clip where she heard her sons. And that's why she really started kind of dealing with the Darkhold. And I feel like this movie set her back 20 paces. And now we are back at like 19. So we are just one step behind where she ended up in WandaVision. And I just feel like, why? What was the point of WandaVision then? What was the point? And nothing since WandaVision have we seen the new Vision come up. And I get it. There's a lot of little things out there. They've got a lot going on. But I feel, part of me feels like they did Scarlet Witch dirty. And I know part of that is because I love her so much. But just looking at her character growth and character progression, it felt like no progression was made. They set her back and brought her back to the forward. And I do kind of wish that it was more of, or it was made more aware, or they pushed it that the Darkhold was taking over her and causing her to take these maybe thoughts or things she was dealing with and exacerbating them and turning them so that she wasn't thinking quite clearly with a good moral set or a good moral code. And they didn't. They could have pushed it so much further. And I was kind of, I don't know, and there was a lot of nods to What If, which I know it's not just me, because a lot of the Avengers fans and Avengers, the people who do the podcast and then other people who are in the Discord, did not like What If either. So I know I'm not the only one that wasn't a big fan of What If. But of all the Disney Plus shows you're going to make nods to, it'll be, and I get What If it's about the different dimensions and different multiverses and all of that. But of all of the Disney Plus shows to have the most references towards, when one of the main characters of the first Disney Plus show is a main character in the movie, you went with What If? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But it was good. And I had fun. But I feel like overall in the arching plot of the MCU, this didn't really do much for me. And that sounds really weird to say. Because I'm sure, I know, it introduced America and we're going to have her Disney Plus show coming up soon. And I loved Wong. I love Wong. We needed more Wong. There was no references to Shang-Chi at all. There's no, I mean, they talked a little bit about Spider-Man, so that was kind of funny. But I'm also kind of slightly confused because I get that they're doing like multiverse stuff now. But tell me this, why is it that Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange is the Doctor Strange in all multiverses? But we've got 3 different people who are Peter Parker. I mean, they could have done a couple the same, and it would have been fun to have a couple that were different, and for Wardo to be bad again. And I was like doing tiny clapping when Professor X showed up. Then they killed him. And I was just like, Professor X better be like Doctor Strange and be the same actor in every freaking multiverse, because he is the best Professor X. He is the only Professor X. And I wish more would have been done on there, because I feel like, I mean, where have you been if you haven't watched the X-Men? But if you haven't watched the X-Men, you'd be like, who the hell is this old dude? It's Patrick Stewart, cool, but I felt like we needed more of him. And I feel like even just him saying, like, Professor X was like, okay, I know this guy, and he made fun of Oh god, I just spaced his name. The guy that kills with the sound. Oh my gosh, I just lost his name. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. And but then he was like, no mention of who the hell is this Professor X dude. He couldn't have, like, they couldn't have said X-Men, mutants, anything along those lines, because the Scarlet Witch is technically a mutant. Man. Okay, but anyway, I'm excited that I finally seen it. And tonight, the Avengers did a live Twitch thing, which I was not unable to watch because, first of all, it started when I was still at work. These freaking East Coast people, but it's okay. I still love them. But then I was watching the movie. But they did have Patreon people could leave a comment, and that's what they were going to be discussing, those Patreon thoughts. And so it'll be fun to listen to that back, because I did post my Patreon thoughts my thoughts on the Patreon for Moon Knight, my overall thoughts about Moon Knight, and just my thoughts going into Doctor Strange, especially after kind of seeing that a lot of people weren't. Because, like, Spider-Man came out, and everybody was just like, oh, it was so good. It surpassed all expectations. Everybody was like, oh. And I haven't been looking at spoilers, but I have seen a couple of people just kind of generically just be like, well, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Or just being like, well, I liked it, but. And so there've been, like, a lot of buts, and then I kind of tune out after the but just so I could get a general, like, pulse reading on what people are thinking, so that helped me temper my expectations going in. But I still love Scarlet Witch so much that I was still excited, but I was trying to keep tempered with my expectations. So I don't know, but I'm excited to listen to that, and now I can listen to the Avengers episode where they're discussing Doctor Strange, because it's been sitting on my Spotify for like 2 weeks now, and I am ready, and I can't wait to jump in the Discord and start talking about it with people. So, but yeah, I'm gonna stop talking at you because we are now 20 minutes in, but you get me talking on things that I like and things that are fun, and I just won't shut up. Plus, I have no hockey for like another week, most likely. Yeah, I still don't know who they're going to play in round 2, because apparently they didn't get the memo that every other team, every other pairing were at 2-2, games won. And the Avs were like 4-0 sweep. But, you know, they're getting time to rest and recuperate. Jared Bednar, the head coach, was on the radio this morning. He usually does the sports radio I listen to on Wednesday mornings, Tuesdays or Wednesdays usually. And he was talking about how, you know, he's given the guys a couple days rest, and tomorrow they'll come back and they'll practice, and they'll at least get a couple of really good days of practice. But it's also kind of hard because they don't know who they're playing yet, either the Blues or St. Louis Blues or Minnesota Wild. So it's like, it's hard to kind of tailor what exactly you want to do when you aren't 100% sure who you're playing with. And both teams of theirs, know that they're playing with the Avalanche. So, but anyway, I trust the guys, because every time they've had a COVID shutdown this year or some other, like the All-Star break, they have come out swinging after a good chunk of rest. So I am confident that the boys will go through. Also, now that you got me on hockey, I do have to say, after the Avs clinched the next day, I saw going around on Twitter, there was an interview with the Calgary Flames head coach, and this was before the playoffs started, and they were talking about, you know, playoff matchups, and he goes, yeah, I don't want to play, I mean, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but he basically was like, yeah, I don't want to play the Avalanche because that'd be a waste of 8 days. And so everybody, the day after the avalanche swept, were like, technically it's 7. Nashville wasted 7 days. But I loved that the Calgary Flames coach said that. And I just was like, I love it. I love it. Why is nobody else in freaking national media talking about the Avalanche when one of their biggest rivals in the division is like, yeah, no, we don't want to play them. But you know, national media is East Coast biased. All right. Now we are 23 minutes, almost 24. And I'm going to stop rambling to you and go to bed because it is almost 11 o'clock and I am tired. So, I will see you all later. Happy Friday. Happy Friday the 13th. And man, it has been a day. And to cap off a not so, well, not that it was a bad day, but it was definitely a roller coaster. There were a lot of bad moments and stressful moments and I'm over it moments. I left work and my car's having issues. So I left my car at work because my gut is telling me it's transmission issues, and it was Friday at 5:30 when I left work. We ended up working late tonight. And all the places in town that I trust transmission stuff on, I was kind of Googling on my phone, and all of them are closed at 5 Monday through Friday. Because I was going to try 2 this weekend, call some shops and just kind of get a worst case scenario so I'm not overly freaking out, because I might be moving soon too. But yeah, so that's fun. So my boss is such a sweetheart. She gave me a ride home. And I went to the bank in the UPS store with her, and I was like, she had dinner plans, and I was like, I don't care, you can leave me locked in your car while you go have dinner, and I'll just read on my Kindle, I'm fine. She's like, I'm not going to leave you in my car, and I was like, I don't care, I don't want you to go out of your way, I feel so horrible, but I'm also super thankful because, let's be honest, Uber is expensive. But I'm probably going to Uber into work Monday morning and go in early and see what I can kind of figure out. But Matt said that he would kind of look at checking the fluid and doing like basic stuff for it for me before I completely start freaking out. But man, it's never a good time to have car troubles, but and this is after the whole saga that we went through at the beginning of the freaking pandemic, where nobody could figure out what was wrong with my car, and eventually they just put a refurbished engine in it because nobody could figure out what was wrong, just something with the engine. And in the process, I got a couple new fuel pumps, a new catalytic converter, a whole bunch of new muffler and exhaust system. In my car has a bunch of new stuff that it probably didn't need, but whatever. Anyway, so thank you, Patty. You are the best boss, and you are more than just a boss to me. And I know you all have I know she watches my videos, and I know I've talked about her a lot, but she is definitely more than just a boss, and we have definitely connected on a soul level. And there were many times where she has told me that she feels like, because both of our moms have passed, and hers passed a couple years before mine did, before we started working together. And she's mentioned before that she feels like our moms put the energy into the universe to bring us together, and I don't have that type of soul deep conversations and connections with people very often, and she's more than just my boss. And I definitely feel like she is definitely a part of my found family. But I love you, Patty. Thank you so much. But anyway, I'm gonna stop being sappy because I already cried once today, just out of stress and friggin' I'm over it. So I did not update yesterday on Thursday because I meant to, and then I did not. I haven't really been reading anything the past couple days. I need to start the Rake Appreciation book, and I wanted to read a lot more. I wanted to get at least 3 books done for the Historical Romance Readathon, but we'll see what happens this weekend. But I was thinking if I can read 1 book and then the Miss Butterworth graphic novel, then that would at least be 3, and we'll see how far I get my bingo board. But I'm not in the mood right now for reading, just because I'm so I don't know, mentally worn out. And so I'm finding myself, I've been watching like TV and YouTube, but the thing is I'm not necessarily actively watching it. I'm doing other things. And while reading is great and I love reading and it brings me a lot of joy, when my mind is spiraling like that, I need something to more actively engage my mind than reading does. I don't know if that makes sense, but so that's when I get super crafty. And instead of picking up a myriad of my ongoing crafts, my in progress projects, I'm starting a new project. So I will share that, and then we'll do catch up for yesterday's quest calendar and then today's. So I have been getting a lot of origami stuff on my Pinterest emails lately, which is super fun. I also found a really cool like tapestry weaving today. That was really, really freaking cool. I was like, great, another new craft I want to try. But the problem is with Pinterest, sometimes I find these really cool projects, and when you click on them, it takes you to some random Russian website where it just has like pictures and no links to patterns, who made it, if there is a pattern, what kind of project it technically is. I could only tell it was a tapestry weaving because of all the similar ones to it were tapestry, although there was one crochet tapestry, which I thought was cool, but the weaving one was like, but anyway, so I decided, because it seems like TBRs are a thing, and I don't necessarily do TBRs a lot. I try to do more ideal lists. So I've been toying with trying to do a somewhat more TBR, so I can do a TBR video that's not just like, here are the 3 book club books I'm reading. And it helps that I'm working on readathons and read-alongs a lot lately. But I found cute little flower origamis in one of the emails. So I decided I'm going to do little flowers in a jar, and there are going to be props. So I was just kind of testing them. So I made 3 little pink tulips, and I'm going to do 10 total. And these little pink ones, or the tulips, are going to be, because guys, I am like overly organized with my things. So I have on my Google Drive, in my book stuff folder, a list. I have a huge Google document that is lists of series that I've started. And it has book 1, 1.5, like every little tiny book is on this list, organized alphabetically by author's last name. And then within that, alphabetically by series title. But not all of them are there, because I then have a separate folder inside of that for backlist authors. And I have about 23 authors that I absolutely adore, that I want to get caught up on all of their backlists with. So the tulips that I've been working on are my backlist authors. I wrote down 10, I chose 10, and I figured if I can at least read 1 book a month, at least from whatever backlist author I choose when I do my TBR, that would be super fun. And then I was like, okay, let's do a second flower. So I need to try to figure out what I want to do as a second flower, because I want to do something that's simple enough, like these tulips, that I can take them apart super easy. And I'm going to try to get like some sort of dowel or something easy that I can put them on that won't like force me to glue them or something into it. But anyway, so I'm going to do, I picked out 10 series that I want to continue, and most of them I pulled from my book tag list I did of series I need to finish. I did that, I want to say last year, maybe it was the year before, but I did that on my blog, but it's a little old and outdated, although there are quite a few series that I chose from that list that I did in the blog post, because I narrowed it down to like 10 or 15 or something like that. So I picked out 10 total. A couple of them are newer series that I've started recently. So, but I also pulled a lot of older series that I still need to finish. And I'm debating on what, because I want to do 3 flowers, because I figured doing 3 books a month, and outside of readathons and reading challenges and book clubs, like I feel like May so far has been just like jam-packed with a lot of like forced reading almost, or books chosen for me. But but most of what I read, if there's not a whole bunch of readathons going on, is mood reading. But I don't think, but even then, like, I can get it to work for readathons. But most of what I do are reading challenges, which are usually seasonal. They're 3-month long challenges. So the prompts are a little more broader. So I can get pretty much any book I read to fit in a prompt somewhere. The only time that doesn't work is if I only have a few prompts left and whatever. Anyway, I digress. So I'm trying to think of what I want to do for my third option. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe the second one, do I just do 1 series and wait till I catch up on the series? But then I thought, no, maybe just read this 1 series, but then read as much in it, like binge as much as I want to at the time, and not really, like, just read at least 1. Because like one of the book series on there is Immortals After Dark, which has, what, 50 million books at this point? And I have read the first 2 books, book 1 and the prequel novella. So I have a lot of books to catch up on. And if I just do 1 and then I go through my other 9 remaining flowers before I pick up the next one, I was like, oh my God, it's going to take me forever. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to, I guess it depends on if I'm in the mood for it too. So it'll probably be as it comes. Some of the series, I only have 1 or 2 books left in them to get caught up or to finish. Others are like Immortals After Dark, where there are multiple books I have to read. So I guess it depends. And then it also, we can see what my mood is, where it's like, okay, I'm going to keep this and roll it over. I read 3 books. I'm in the mood for this series right now. I'm going to continue reading it for this one and not pull a new flower, or pull a new flower if I get bored and want to do something else. So, well, I'm going to try to not keep it super duper strict, but still kind of give another fun way of me when I'm struggling trying to pick what I want to read next, with the broader prompts for my reading challenges having a little bit more direction. And maybe that'll help. But anyway, so I'm deciding what I want to do for the third prompts. I have been kind of tossing back and forth between doing new authors, so authors that I either have paperbacks for that I've been really wanting to read, or on my Kindle that I've been really wanting to read, and just picking 10 new authors and just putting the name down and picking 1 to pick up. Or I was thinking of doing more kind of generic ones, like a book I bought because of the step back, or a series I need to start, or a spin-off series I need to start, or I don't know, or something, a prompt that gets me to pick a book that's on that I have in a paperback. And then I was like, well, then I can maybe ask people for generic prompts. But then I was like, that might get way too much at that point. So I'm trying to narrow down what my third option is going to be, and I will let you all know once I figure it out. And I need to figure out what I want to fold for my other two flowers. I have found a lily, which is super pretty, and I really want to do a lotus, but lotuses are a little more intricate. I haven't made a origami lotus in forever, so I don't know what I'm going to do there yet. And I don't know. I found quite a few origami flower patterns. But so yeah, that is my project for tonight. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing, is finding other ways to keep my mind occupied. And while this isn't reading, it's at least reading adjacent because I just can't help myself. But this has been super fun making tiny little tulips. I mean, look how cute they are. And I got a big stack of colored paper so I can do, I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's over here. And it has like a whole like rainbow of colors. So I think what I'm going to do though is, because it's got like a dark pink and a light pink, a dark blue and a light blue, and then the greens and yellows. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to do either the light blue and the light green, and then maybe the yellow or the orange, because I want the colors to kind of pop against each other. But I think I might do, I don't know, I like the light green, so maybe I'll do the pink and the green. I don't know, we'll see. Too many options. Or maybe I'll just do tulips and I'll do various colors, and then I'll just cut strips off of each color, and then just make whatever flowers out of them, and then do the prompts based on the flower type. Ooh, I think I'm going to do that. So not all of my tulips will be pink, just these 3. And then I might do some blue tulips, and those will also be the same prompts. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I hope it works out. Okay, anyway, I will stop talking about my flowers. I made a big one too, because I was having fun. Quest calendar, and then we will wrap up this vlog. So, I left you all on Wednesday. We did a bunch of jobs from the job board. So let us see what yesterday brought, and then we will finish. Whoa! It's an interesting looking character. A goblin-esque type of character. He's a little boxy on his head, but okay. You begin tracking the gate shard in this world, but more information could be helpful. You find a local goblin who acts friendly enough. You ask a few questions, but he wants to be paid. A. Pay him 5 gold. B. Be friendly. Roll a d20 plus charisma. Reminder persuasive. Or C. Get rough with the creature. Roll a d20 strength. Reminder intimidating. And then it also says reminder pickpocket. Okay, so let us try friendly, because it usually, when it's an A, B, or C, if something fails, you get either forced to do one of the other options, or you get to choose between the other options to choose from. So I'm going to go with friendly first, and we will see what happens. So, God, she's so cute. Look at her. She's using her little stuffed piggy as a pillow. Oh my God, I have the cutest little kitty. Oh my God, she is so cute. This is one of the times she's not yelling at me while I'm recording. I just want to touch her, but I know if I touch her, she's going to wake up and yell at me. So I don't want to, I want to touch her, but I'm holding myself back from touching her. But she's so cute. Okay, anyway. Okay, so charisma, but... Oh, if your virtue is 5 or more, add a +2 to your result. Sweet. So, our charisma is -1, but we get a +2, so we are a +1. 13. So, that is 12. If the result is between 8 and 14, or no, 13 +1, not -1, +1. So we're still at 14. The goblin warms up to you but insists on getting paid for the information. You need to pay 3 gold. See option A. Now, I could use one of our points from the staff to make it a 15. And then we only have to pay him 1 gold. But it's fine. We picked up some gold yesterday, so I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just pay him the 3 gold. So, option A. So, instead of 5, we pay him 3. Couple days passed when the sky opened up and them demons fell. Many of them fell into the rivers, you know, and that was not pretty for them. Sure, it was fun to watch him burn in the lava, though. Anyway, whatever magics brought them here woke up Telzeroth. That dragon flew down here from his lair on Burning Peak. He flew around the city quite a bit, but didn't do nothing about them demons but watch, though. Then he landed. Some say he snatched up a glowing stone before flying back up to his home in the Ashen Mountains. I think he just wanted to try a meal of demon meat. You know, we don't get many of those around, and I think he was just scouting to find a good plump one. Dragon! Oh my god, I love dragons. Okay. That's exciting. I don't know why I said it like that. Guys, I'm in a mood today. I'm just all over the place. Okay, so these things are stuck in here and it's bothering me. Go in here properly. Rawr! Okay, I don't know why this is fighting me so much. Alright. Okay, so we're at 29 gold. Okay, mark that down before we move on. Okay, 29. Alright, let us see what today's brings. Okay, we are traveling. I wonder if we have our horse. Did they let us take our horse inside? Or did we lose our horse when we got swallowed by the worm? Travel to Burning Peak. Now I'm concerned. I'm guessing we didn't take our horse through the gate, but we also were never told that we didn't. I might have to check the FAQs on Board Game Geek. Okay, anyway, let's continue. The dragon Telzeroth likely has the gate shard. He lives on Burning Peak in the Ashen Mountains, which is the direction where the transference sensor seems to be indicating. So we can travel the northern route or the southern route. Reminder, survivalist, map and compass and mount. It's got to come with us. Because there isn't another way for us to have a mount. Is there? I guess maybe if we were magic. Alright. So here's what we'll do. We'll choose our route and we'll roll. And we'll see where we are. And if we're close enough that it makes a difference, I'll have to check the FAQs before I do whatever is going on this weekend. But I'm not going to worry about explaining that tonight. So. Alright, so the north route just goes straight across this valley, meadow, open area. And then the southern route follows the mountain range up. Or no, whoop, I'm going the wrong way. This way. This is the city where we're at. So I feel like survival-wise, while it may be easier and there may be access to more animals and resources along the mountain range, it'll be a lot quicker to cut across. But let me see. Okay, so, but we're in a different world, and it's a lava world. So I'm guessing that there's not going to be a lot of the same kind of vegetation and stuff. I feel like quicker is better in this case. So we're going to take the northern route, which is option B. Okay, you stick to the more open plains until you can approach the mountains. It might be safer and free from unknown creatures. The land is baked with an acrid heat. The air is dry and hard to breathe. So, roll a d20 plus wisdom. Our wisdom is a +1. Reminder, survivalist, which we do not have. Map and compass, which we do have, so that gives us a +2. And then mount, which gives us a +2 or a +4. Let me see. Horse. Horse gives a +4. And then I just glanced at the boop, 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 boop. Okay, it doesn't say any rules about the mount, so I'll have to double check, but we'll just go with it. It counts, and we'll see. So that is a +7 total. 19. So we needed a 13. So we are okay. You travel quickly across the flat surface of the barren plain and make excellent work of conserving your energy. You need to consume only 1 ration. If you do not have one, reduce your health by 1. We have rations, so I will remove 1. And we were all set to go. Perfecto. Nice. Sweet. Well, that is it for this week's vlog. Like I've mentioned earlier, definitely check out my Mafia Romance Readathon vlog and my Historical Romance Readathon vlog to get more thoughts on the few books I did read this week, which at this point has been 3, so that's not bad. I did read 3, so that's good. But anyway, like, subscribe, let me know if you enjoyed any of this, or if you have any ideas for what I can do for flowers for TBR prompts. It will definitely kind of be an ongoing process until I get closer to the end of May before I make a firm decision on what I want to do for my 3rd TBR option. So definitely let me know and comment down below. Until then, I will see you all very soon. Bye.